Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southampton. Welcome to St Mary's Stadium for today's press conference. Now, it wasn't so long ago that we were all gathered here as unbeaten Southampton hero Ryan the Piranha Garner. Well, he declared that he'd be fighting for the European title. Since then, he's had that fight. He's won that fight. He looked better than ever back in March and became the European Super-Featherweight champion. Well, this Piranha, he's hungry again, and he wants feeding again, and he wants another belt. So on July 26th, you want more belts? So he wants some more belts. That's how hungry he is. So hungry, he's interrupting my opening spiel. That's the hungry Piranha that we've got here. But on July 26th, at the Bournemouth International Centre, also known as the BIC, Ryan Garner is back, and this Piranha is chomping at the BIC. He steps in. Did you like that? Yeah, it's quite good. He steps into the deepest waters of his career so far against this man, Reece Bellotti, who is the British and Commonwealth champion, who's got heavy hands, dynamite in his fists, and is on a stunning run of 6 wins in a row. Amongst that, he's taken unbeaten records. So he's got a habit of taking unbeaten records, and he's facing a man here in Ryan Garner who is unbeaten. This is pure fireworks, one of the best fights that can be made in the Super-Featherweight division. The British, Commonwealth and European Super-Featherweight Championships will be on the line July 26th, live on the global home of boxing, DAZN. This is Garner versus Bellotti. This is peer pressure. Let's start with a fantastic undercard fight here. Again, an emerging hero from Southampton in Royston Barney-Smith. Yeah, Mum is in the crowd. Normally that's a joke, but Mum is actually in the crowd. And listen, Royston Barney-Smith's taking on Danny Quartermaine, and Royston has done everything right so far in his career, unbeaten, stunning amateur, but this is largely seen as the step up in level against an unbeaten fighter who was a good amateur himself in Danny Quartermaine. I'm going to start with you, Royston Barney-Smith. This is what you've been crying out for, a big step up in level with belts on the line.
Sure, Dev. I've been trying to get one of these fights for a long time now, and thankfully Danny has allowed me to fight for his 2 belts. They do look very nice over there, and I'm coming to take them off you.
Well, Danny, let me just bring you straight in. I mean, you've got a young man here in Royston Barney-Smith, turned over with Frank Warren, got all the hype, all the buzz, and he's looking at those belts and he likes what he's seeing.
No, of course, and that's why I've gone and won them, because they're lovely belts. Now, obviously, Royston come and approached me about the fight in a very respectful manner, which I liked. And with the way he did it, I thought, why not give him that opportunity? Boxing's all about opportunities, and I'm more than willing to put them on the line and fight a good level of opponent.
Royston, something you said, actually, after your last fight, where you had like a kind of, I guess, a journeyman type opponent, he was tucking up, wasn't giving you much. You said you wanted an opponent that you would look good against. Is Danny Quartermaine the sort of opponent that you will look good against?
Yeah, for sure. He's a champion. He's going to come to defend his belts, and that's why I'm going to rise to the occasion and do the job.
How do you expect this one to go? Like, stylistically, how does this play out?
Well, he is an aggressive fighter, and he's a good job at it. He does a great job at it, a matter of fact, and I'm looking to exploit him in ways that I know I can, and I know I will.
How?
That's a secret, Dad. How can I tell you that one?
What are you thinking here, Danny? You can do a little bit of everything, but I think you're more known for being quite aggressive and sticking it right on your opponents.
Yeah, people have seen me in the past coming forward, being aggressive, putting on the opponent. But in the past couple of fights, I think you've actually seen me box as well. I've got a jab in my repertoire, and I do use it when I can. I think the mix of styles could play a different side of the fight. You know, it could be one that is very interesting, or again, you've probably seen it on the weekend, there's a very boring fight, but I don't think that's going to be one of them fights between me and Royston. I think it's going to gain the crowd's attention, and there's a lot to fight for.
When he turned over, as I mentioned at the start, he had all the fanfare and he's unbeaten so far. Are you kind of believing the hype, or has there been a bit of clever matchmaking? Has he been moved correctly? What are you thinking? Because he's had the kind of backing that you haven't in your career. You've had to do it all the hard way.
Yeah, I've obviously taken the long, hard way, been on the small hall shows, selling tickets, etc. And Royston turned over relatively young, straight in with the Queensberry promotions, so he's had that backing and that help. Again, that gives me that hunger, that desire, and hopefully one day then I'll have the backing.
Do you believe the hype, though? Is he as good as what they're all making out?
I believe he's been against some level of opponents. I think this is why he wants to take the step up as well. That he realises now that it's about time he did start fighting someone of a certain level. So I believe that maybe that lack of experience with top-level fighters or good opponents might kind of be a problem for him.
Too much, too soon?
Maybe we will soon have to see, won't we?
The reason why I've had such a great backing by Queensberry and Frank Warren is because they know what I'm all about, and you're definitely going to see on July the 26th what Royston Barney-Smith can do, and them belts coming home.
Good luck to you.
Will you be dragging him into a fight July 26th?
You throwing bottles at me now?
Yeah.
No, that's one of them things whereby, like Royston said, it's a secret. I'm not going to give away too much about how I'm going to come out, how I'm going to fight. It's a 10-round fight, which could be a long 10 rounds.
What are your advantages?
You've got experience. You've got senior experience. You know, as an amateur, well over half of my amateur fights were seniors. I know Royston obviously boxed on a very high level as a youth. But again, it's as they would say it, it's a boy versus a man. I don't see the age gap being an issue. I still feel about 21 myself.
Could be boy versus man, Royston?
Yeah, definitely, and I don't think it's the way that he's thinking of. Where I know I'm a bit younger, but I'm definitely mature. I've had 14 fights as a professional now. I didn't have any youth experience. I turned over from the age of 16. I signed my professional contract at 17. I have trained with the best. I've been living with the best, and that's all going to show when I get in the ring on July the 26th and put on a masterclass performance.
He's probably going to ask questions of you that no one has yet as a pro. He's probably going to take you to deeper waters than you've been in. Are you ready for that? Have you got that in you? Have you got that fight in you? Got that dog in you that you'll need on July 26th?
Dev, I've been born with it since the day I come out with my mum, and definitely going to be more than ready for this fight.
What would you like to say to your opponent? He's been born with it. What would you like to say to Danny Quartermaine?
Danny, I'm going to wish you the best camp you're ever going to have, because you're going to need it. Because I'm going to bring my A game, and I'm going to show you what I'm all about.
Perfect, because I only want to fight the best Royston Barney-Smith.
Definitely, you're going to get him.
How does this fight go, Danny?
DQ win.
No.
As in your initials, not disqualification. Not, yeah, okay. Just to confirm, I'm sorry, he's won by DQ. Okay, we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. So your plan is just a Danny Quartermaine win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to try my best. And every fighter wants to get the stoppage or knockout, and that's what I'm going to try and do. Fantastic
stuff. There is your chief support. There we go. Let's hear it for these guys. Royston Barney-Smith, Danny Quartermaine. Hopefully no DQs. Let's get to this main event, the return of the Piranha, hungry Piranha, chomping at the bit, as I mentioned. And hey, this is what looks to be the toughest test of his career against Reece Bellotti, very seasoned, got those British and Commonwealth belts in front of him. Ryan, I'm going to start with you. You're back on the South Coast. You've become a bit of a face around here now, second time headlining. What are you thinking heading into this fight? And how do those belts look to you over there?
Yeah, they look good. Obviously, every British boxer wants to win the British title, and obviously the Commonwealth he's got as well. Obviously, I got the European. So hopefully, I want to make history, mate. I don't believe anyone from Southampton's ever won the British, Commonwealth, and European title at the same time. I'm under no illusion this is the biggest fight of my career, amateur or pro. I know Reece is a very, very good fighter. He's got all my respect, and yeah. it's going to be fireworks. I know that on fight night, and be sure not to be missed.
Well, Reece, let's bring you in. It's been quite the career for you so far. You've got those belts in front of you now, plenty of ups and downs. And what does this moment mean in your career?
This moment's massive. It's definitely the biggest in my career too. I mean, unfortunately for the viewers, there's not going to be a huge amount of beef or animosity between me and Garner because we respect each other to where we are in our careers. I expect the hardest fight of my career also, and I will train accordingly. 6-fight
winning streak, 6 brilliant wins, a couple of unbeaten fighters in there as well, and you're hurting people, knocking out people that don't get knocked out. You must have a lot of confidence. You must feel in the form of your life heading into this one.
Absolutely, like you say, I'm in good form. I feel good. The moving up in weight has massively helped me. And yeah, like I say, I'm looking forward to the fight.
Ryan, is it safe to say that Reece is the puncher in this fight? He's got 75% knockout rate. Are you looking at him as the big bad puncher?
Well, yeah, like you say, his record speaks for himself. I think he's got nearly as many knockouts as I've had fights. So, yeah, obviously he's a big puncher. I know that. But look, I know if the Ryan Garner that I know what I'm capable of turns up, I know that I can come away with the win. But, like I said, it's going to be the hardest fight of my career. And as he said, he's going to trade accordingly, and so am I. But yeah, it's just going to be an exciting fight, mate, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to putting on a good show.
Listen, I think you're both brilliant fighters, both very similar as well, both family men, nice fellas. Ultimately, what is going to separate you? Ryan, this is your night. You've got this St Mary's dream in the background as well. You need to win from your perspective. Reece, of course, you need to win. But Ryan, what is going to separate you from Reece Bellotti?
I don't know, mate. I just think whatever I'm capable of, I just think it's more than enough to win. Like I say, it's going to be a tough fight. I'm under no illusion of that. I know how good he is. Look, he's had, like you say, he's had 15 knockouts, mate. I've only had 17 fights, so I've got to be switched on at all times with him. But listen, I know it's going to be a hard fight, but I know it's one I'm sure that I can come away with a win.
And Reece, he's made it pretty clear you are the toughest test of his career. Where does, you've been in with some great fighters over the years. Where does Ryan Garner rank for you?
For me, he's definitely up there. I know other people may look at like Ray Ford because he's a world champion and stuff like that, but there's no reasons why I can't go and win world titles and why Ryan can't also. And like you say, mentally, every opponent I get in there, they're the hardest by far, and Ryan's up there for me.
How much of a factor is your power heading into this?
Well, I don't really use that so much anymore as a factor for me because I learnt the hard way doing that before in my career when I got beat because I just relied on it and thought that was the only thing I needed. There's a lot more to the game and I've learnt that now and I'm not just that one-trick pony anymore and that will play dividends on the night.
You did a little face-off here in the fan zone the other day. The Garner fans didn't have very nice words for you. I've seen the clip. And I think that's just a sample of what you're going to get on fight night. How do you feel about that? Because they are going to be really backing him here.
Yeah, 100%, and so they should. Listen, I'll be honest with you, I loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But that sort of stuff I'm not that fussed in, do you know what I mean? I've been up north a couple of times, been in Manchester, Liverpool, been getting abused left, right and centre. It's just part of the sport and it's part of what people do when they back their fighter. And listen, I'm ready for that anyway.
How's it going to affect you, Ryan? Once again, all the fans will be behind you, but it sounds like it might even give Reece a bit of a G-up.
Yeah, at the end of the day, look, sport's amazing, I love it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they're backing me, but at the end of the day, it's only me and Reece getting in there, innit? So I don't think it's going to play much of a factor. Do you know what I mean? It's going to spur me on maybe in times in there, say if it gets, when the tough gets going, maybe, who knows? But yeah, it don't really make a difference. You know what I mean? It's me and Reece in the ring at the end of the day, so yeah. But don't get me wrong, I love the backing, so get behind me.
There's another element, another man who will be behind you, Ryan, is Frank Warren of Queensberry. A man who will be behind you, Reece, is Eddie Hearn of Matchroom. We've got a little bit of Queensberry versus Matchroom, bit of spice. Want to do it for Frank as well, Ryan?
Yeah, of course, obviously. First and foremost, I want to do it for myself, do you know what I mean? But yeah, Frank's backed me for a long way, so it's only right I pay him back, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
And Reece, Eddie needs some wins.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not got the best record against Queensberry at the moment, so hopefully I'm the man to change it for him.
What's the prediction for fight night, Reece?
I think a very entertaining fight for the fans, but one I believe I win.
Ryan?
Same as that, mate. Do you know, obviously, I'm not going to say obviously I'm going to back myself in it, but like you say, I think our styles will gel very well. And I think it's got all the makers of a good fight, and like you say, I think it's a very exciting fight. But Ryan going to win.
Okay, let's get some questions from the media. We've got a roaming mic here. If you just introduce yourself and say your question.
This is Oscar Pick for Boxing News. Just got a quick question for Reece. Reece, you've often gone into people's backyards, been in the away corner. How much confidence do you take from that sort of familiarity in this fight?
You take quite a bit. Like I say, experience is key. I've been in them situations where I'm getting booed and stuff like that, but like Ryan said there, it's only me and him in the ring at the end of the day, and we're the ones fighting. So, and I back myself, and I look forward to that.
Dan George, BBC Sport. Question for Royston. Kind of similar to what Deb touched on earlier, but do you feel like Danny will bring out a side to you that we haven't seen before? And do you think that we'll see something that you've not been able to display so far?
Yeah, for sure. He's a good fighter, and I'm going to give my 100% all to Danny in this fight, and it's going to be a cracking one.
Callum Pearman, Combat Sports UK. Ryan, how important is it for you? Sorry, I'm here. How important is it for you to keep flying the flag for South Coast Boxing? You've become a sort of face for Southampton, and especially South Coast Boxing. You're building up in these cards. How important is that to you?
Oh, it's massive. Like I say, I've said it so many times. My dream is obviously headline here at St Mary's. So I've got the club right behind me at the moment. I've just become a ambassador for the Saints Foundation as well. So everything's going in the right direction, mate. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I've got a big task at hand on the 26th of July. Come through that, mate, and then the dream's still alive to fight here at St Mary's, mate. So, yeah, it's massive having I've got the whole city behind me, the club. So I can't thank everyone enough, mate, if I'm honest. And it's spurring me on to keep winning.
Look, Ryan, you've got the toughest test.
Sorry, Umar, you're going to have to introduce yourself. Come on, mate.
It's Umar. You've done it for me.
Well, I felt Umar.
Ryan, you've got, look, that beautiful stadium behind you. We were discussing it just now, how many it can fill. And as the gentleman earlier was saying, you are becoming the face of boxing down here. You've got a man here who's your toughest, test to date right now. So how much extra pressure is that adding? We're here. We can see the stadium. You're one fight away, potentially for a world title as well, fighting here. How much extra pressure has that added?
I think every fight brings pressure. Do you know what I mean? They're all getting harder now. I'm at a stage in my career where there's never going to be no more easy fights. You know what I mean? They're all hard. And I believe Reece is going to be the hardest fight of my career. So there's always pressure there. But listen, I just got to keep doing me, mate. Like, keep the blinkers on. Not let nothing get in the way of that. And keep the noise out. Do you know what I mean? And as long as I do what I'm capable of, then this dream's still alive.
Okay, no more questions from the media, but one more from me because I can't ignore that Royston and Ryan Garner are sat next to each other. They're both from Southampton. What a big fight that would be one day. Hey, if we're talking about filling up St Mary's, it feels like it might be you two one day. You kind of looking at that? Either of you can answer.
Yeah, listen, I know it keeps being brought up. It's always a fight that could happen there potentially down the line. Do you know what I mean? I feel, listen, I've got to get past Reece first. Do you know what I mean? I can't look past that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not worried about Royston at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I've only got Reece on my mind. He's got my respect. Do you know what I mean? I can't look over him at all. But like I say, there's always been the talks of potentially me and Royston fighting there. Listen, it'd be amazing. Like one day, who knows? Next summer here at St Mary's, it could be me and him. Who knows? I could lose before then. He could lose before then, and that could be all ripped up. Do you know what I mean? So just take it as it comes, mate, and then see what happens next year.
Sure, it'd be a great dream. We've known each other for a long time. We had the same trainer for a short period of time, and Wayne's a nice bloke anyway, and it would be special if we could do it. But I'm not looking past Danny Quartermaine on July the 26th, and we all got to do a job. And if everything pays off and goes the way I think it's going to go, then hopefully one day it may happen.
Good. Correct answer from both of you boys. Well, the main event, of course, Ryan Garner, Reece Bellotti and the chief support, Royston Barney-Smith, Danny Quartermaine. Get your tickets on sale tomorrow, July 26th.
If you want your tickets.
Yeah. Live around the world on DAZN. Let's get these fighters faced off. Security, you boys can step down. Not needed at all. Thank you very much. Cheers. Centre up. We were in the middle of the sign, mate, yeah? Okay, well that is Royston Barney-Smith in shot there. Huge fight for him against Danny Quartermaine. This is the step up for Royston. Danny Quartermaine, WBO European and IBF European champion. Both fighters unbeaten. Quartermaine coming off that draw with Jack Bateson. It all ended quite horribly with a cut. Bit of unfinished business there, but he now moves on to Royston Barney-Smith, the young buck, unbeaten so far, just 21 years old. And he's been crying out for an opportunity like this. He's been crying out for a fight like this where the opponent comes to win. The opponent doesn't tuck up and move around. And let me tell you this, Danny Quartermaine will 100% be coming to win. He sees Royston Barney-Smith here as a brilliant scalp to move his own career forward. Look at those belts on the line as well. Royston Barney-Smith, Danny Quartermaine, chief support. And we talk about peer pressure. A lot of pressure on Royston here to deliver. He's had all the backing and all the fanfare since turning pro at 18 years old. Remember, he was doing interviews with Frank Warren at 17. They were waiting and waiting for him to turn 18 so he could have his first pro fight. He's had that. He's unbeaten so far. And now he steps up in levels. Brilliant fight. Chief support, July 26th. An interesting chat there, of course, about Royston Barney-Smith and Ryan Garner both being from Southampton. Ryan Garner leading the way down here at the moment, but Royston Barney-Smith is at his heels, just clipping at his heels, catching him up. Shared a trainer once, maybe we'll see that one day, but hey, they've both got to keep winning, and Reece Bellotti most certainly has his own plans. He's on a brilliant 6-fight winning streak, including taking unbeaten scalps of the likes of Aqib Fiaz, Liam Dillon. He's British and Commonwealth champion, and he wants the European. Ryan Garner, of course, won that European Super-Featherweight title with that brilliant win over Salvi Jimenez in Bournemouth, at the BIC, at the BIC, back in March. It was probably a career best performance. Showed a bit of maturity. It was a great win, and he wanted to add these belts. I don't think we're going to see too much needle here, but what you've got here are two brilliant fighters in the form of their lives in your main event, Saturday, July 26th, on DAZN. And this one should be absolute fireworks. Well, that concludes our press conference here today. A couple of amusing moments. Proper fights, proper step-ups, proper pressure. July 26th, peer pressure.